Okey doke.
Ready to rock and roll.
We'll call our meeting to order. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday, July 3rd regular commission meeting, just prior to the 4th of July holiday. I hope everybody gets to have a great holiday season. I will open our meeting with public comment on any subject that's not on the agenda within the commissioner's jurisdiction. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Any public comment? Nothing online?
There is a comment.
Okay.
Would you like me to
Is it a public comment?
public comment submission?
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
From Jane Gillette. Howdy, I'm going to be attending remotely today. It's my first time though, so I might need a little help.
Okay.
Howdy back.
Okay, if there's no public comment, we'll move on to our next agenda item. Just-
Chairman, may I just
Yes.
quick? Obviously, the courthouse
Okay.
is closed Thursday, and I'm assuming it will be a smaller staff than normal on Friday. So I
Mhm.
just want to put that out, but we are officially closed tomorrow.
That's correct. Thank you for that. Anything else? No? All right. Next item on our agenda, memorandum of agreement between Montana Department of Transportation and Broadwater County Sheriff's Office regarding the office space at the Headwaters Rest Area.
Morning.
Good morning.
So yeah, this is an MOU. Obviously, the rest stop down south built an office for law enforcement. I believe it's going to be us, Highway Patrol, and MCS.
Okay.
I believe are the three in it. This is just the MOU to get ourselves in there and make sure we all have a understanding. And I guess, as you guys know, Deputy County Attorney Kay Minor reviewed everything.
Okay,
So
yeah. Yeah, there were a few little revisions that needed to be made, and MBT agreed to those. So I think we're all good to go. Anything else you'd like to add, Kay?
No, Chairman Fulford, I did review it and made those edits that you and Sheriff Rouser mentioned, and it is legally sufficient, and I would advise that it can be signed if that's what the commission wishes to do.
Okay. Good enough. So there's some lines on here for signatures. It says approved for legal content. I guess, is that someplace where you or Corey will sign?
Corey Swanson would be the appropriate person to sign, Chairman Fulford.
Okay.
He's the head of our legal department, and I do not want to step on those toes.
Okay. Very good. We'll be sure to get his signature. And you're good with it, Mick? You read it
Yeah.
over and you're fine with it?
yeah, there's no money exchanged or anything like that. It's just
Okay.
legalities.
All right, good.
I have
And,
one quick question.
yep,
Who's MCS? Sorry.
Motor Carrier Services, they
do the weighing.
like semi inspections and make
Okay.
sure there's large vehicles are
Weighing.
not overweight or
Yeah.
operational.
Okay, thank you. I was just curious what it
Yeah.
stood for.
I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
There are no set hours that any of those organizations will be in there,
No,
correct?
it'll just be, we got to kind of work out how many keys and all
Right.
that. It'll be mainly a place for, deputies down patrolling down there. If they need to interview somebody, they can, instead of doing it in your car or something like that, they can meet there. If they need to take a break, write a report, they can go in there, connect to the internet, write a report. We won't have any equipment left in there just because of sieging rules and things like that, and with other agencies with access and keys. And if something gets, I'm sure the people who maintain and clean, I don't know if they'll have a key to that. So I mean, we'll have our basic forms, crash reports, statements, things like that in there that they may need, but we won't be leaving any computers. But deputies can take their mobile laptops in there and connect to the internet and write, and still connect to our servers and stuff like that. So
Perfect.
I just wanted the public to know there's no set hours if they need to.
no,
But there.
no, there won't be anyone manning it
Yeah.
or there 24/7. It'll just be an office to
Stop
kind
in.
of have a place to write a report and interview people. And
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Well, it's a step in the right direction. We'll just kind of keep moving that way. And I think when I was talking with Ted, he mentioned that they might just put a code system in rather than issue keys. So
yeah,
that makes sense to me.
yeah, whatever they want.
Whatever you guys work out.
I'll talk to Ted or John or whoever's.
All right. Sounds good. I don't have any other comments or questions. So.
I don't either.
No, neither do
All right. Is there a motion?
I move to approve the memorandum of agreement between the Montana Department of Transportation and Broadwater County, Montana Sheriff's Office concerning the office space at Headwaters Rest Area near Three Forks, Montana.
I will second that motion.
Okay. Motion is made and seconded to approve the memorandum of agreement between Montana Department of Transportation and Broadwater County Sheriff's Office regarding the office space at the Headwaters Rest Area. Any public comment? Any public comment? Any public comment? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Want me to sign that right now?
Yeah. I'll do the same thing. I'm looking at this. I think this is going to be your line, and then I'll sign there, and then Corey will sign there. I think that's how that looks. It is a little bit confusing. And this is MDT's.
Yes.
I don't know that kind of.
Signature, printed name.
Yeah. No, you sign. Oh,
I think it's.
hold on here.
I think it's signature,
Oh,
printed name,
and then Corey.
and then sheriff, and then Corey will sign the bottom.
There you go. Yep. There you go. You got it.
If they don't like it.
Yeah. Beautiful.
There we go.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, Community Development Director and Planner Nicole Brown, Wood Family Transfer Exemption Request.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nicole Brown, Broadwater County Community Development Director. I'm here today to present the Wood Family Transfer Exemption Request. You should be in receipt of a proposed COS, Certificate of Survey, a staff report that was written by me, an affidavit completed by Mr. Mark Wood, who is in attendance today. The surveyor, Bernadette Swenson, is also here today. I believe that, oh no, you also have a copy of the covenants, excuse me, because this is within a subdivision. This exemption request is part of a subdivision lot, so the covenants are also included. If you do not have any of those documents, I'm happy to pass you mine. But with that, if it pleases the commission, I would like to read the staff report into the record. It's a brief 3-page document.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. This is a staff report to the Broadwater County Commissioners from myself. The date of application is June 10th, 2024. The deadline, excuse me, I have on here, I already found an error. I have July 2nd. The deadline is July 12th, excuse me. So that deadline on your staff report of July 2nd. Oh, it does say 12?
Yeah, it says 12.
Okay, mine says 2. So that I must have printed out before the edit. Great. Okay. July 12, 2024. The applicant is Mark Wood of Townsend, Montana. Executive summary. The subject property is 14.33 acres in size with access from Traffic Trail, which is not a county road. The parcel is currently owned by Mark Wood, whom is requesting to utilize the family transfer exemption to gift a 2.13 acre parcel identified as Tract D to his wife, Elizabeth Wood. Family transfer statutes. Montana Code Annotated 763207-2B provides that a division within a platted subdivision is exempt from additional subdivision reviews and is subject to applicable zoning regulations adopted under Title 76, Chapter 2, unless the method of disposition is adopted for the purpose of evading this chapter. Leave that off, excuse me. Since these two parcels will become less than 20 acres in size, they are both subject to DEQ review and approval, even though there are existing home sites on each parcel with DEQ approval. The request. The owner of the parcel is requesting approval of the use of the family transfer exemption. Location. The property is located off of Traffic Trail in Section 1, Township 6 North, Range 1 East, Broadwater County, Montana. Existing development and uses. The property is currently mostly unbuildable because of the steepness of the terrain. There are 2 home sites on the parcel. Adjacent land use to the north is residential. To the east is government lands. To the south is vacant subdivision land. And to the west is vacant subdivision land. Project uses. Wastewater. Both parcels will be subject to review or approval from the Department of Environmental Quality under the Sanitation and Subdivisions Act, Title 76, Chapter 4, Part 1 of MCA. The existing home sites have approved on-site wastewater treatment systems that were approved by DEQ, but will need to be submitted to DEQ for a rewrite since the acreage of the parcels is proposed to change. Access. The property is located west of River Road and east of Traffic Trail. Tract D has access onto River Road, which is a county road. An approved driveway approach permit is on file in the Public Works Department for this approach. Access to amended Lot 1B2 is off of Traffic Trail, which is not a county road. Water. There are existing exempt wells for each of the 2 home sites. The provision of water for any future development will be subject to review and approval by the Department of Natural Resources and Conservation, DNRC, utilizing the exempt well requirements for a residential structure. Public health and safety. The proposed division has the potential to have adverse impacts on public health and safety as follows. Number 1, no fire protection is located in the vicinity of the subject property. The nearest fire protection system is located in the town site of Townsend. Number 2, since there is no review by the Townsend schools, there is no consideration for a school bus turnaround, which could pose a safety hazard for any future students. In conclusion, pursuant to 763207-2B1C MCA, which states, a division within a platted subdivision is exempt from additional subdivision reviews and is subject to applicable zoning regulations adopted under Title 76, Chapter 2, unless the method of disposition is adopted for the purpose of evading this chapter. If the division, C, is gifted or sold to a member of the landowner's immediate family. According to Broadwater County Subdivision Regulations 9C1B3, for the purposes of this exemption, gift or sale to a member of the immediate family. Immediate family member means a spouse, child by blood or adoption, and parent of the grantor. Mark Wood and Elizabeth Wood purchased Lot 1B2 in the Riverview Estates Phase B subdivision on January 2, 2020. Mark and Liz Wood constructed their home on this parcel sometime in 2020. On January 25, 2021, the Riverview Estates Phases A and B covenants were amended to allow for 2 dwelling units per parcel in this subdivision. Shortly thereafter, a second dwelling unit was constructed on Lot 1B2 by Liz's brother. Sadly, Liz's brother unexpectedly passed away in 2023. On September 13, 2023, the Riverview Estates Phases A and B covenants were amended again to allow for family transfers as long as no lots created would be less than 2 acres in size. Subdividing of the parcels is not allowable according to the recorded covenants. On February 20, 2024, Mark and Elizabeth Wood filed a quitclaim deed for Lot 1B2, quitclaiming all rights, title, and interest of said parcel to Mark Wood. On March 6, 2024, Mark Wood presented his request for approval of the family transfer exemption to the Broadwater County Commissioners. This request was denied. According to the applicant's affidavit, the reason for proposing this division of land is to separate the two homes. Mark stated in the event of his untimely passing, his wife would be required to sell the entire property with both homes on it, as he is the main financial provider and she likely would be unable to afford the property. This separation of the two homes would allow Liz the ability to continue living in their primary house while potentially selling the secondary dwelling. Mark is very clear in the affidavit and supplemental explanatory document that he has no intentions of selling either property, and this family transfer exemption request is only for future estate planning purposes. And that concludes my report. If you do not have questions of me, I will step aside.
I'm like, I gotta find the COS.
Would you like to look at mine?
There we go. I got it. Okay, they don't, oh, okay. It probably doesn't have the information I need on it. What I was wondering is where the wells and septics were on those lots.
I can show you on tract D,
Yeah.
because that's depicted on the COS, but not for the amended Lot 1B2.
Mhm.
However, I can tell you, may I show you on your map, Commissioner?
Yeah, you can.
There,
So that's my
I'll
question.
explain what I'm going to show you. There is an area of no build zone,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a very faint line on there, so I can show you
Okay.
relatively close where the home is.
Can
Yeah.
I use yours?
Of course you
please?
can.
I thought I had
Yeah.
it. It's not.
I marked the no build zone, but
Yeah. I
So
see that.
this is no build zone
Mm-hmm.
here,
So all on this side of
all
this
on
line.
this side. So the home is about here. I would imagine the septic system is relatively close so within this building envelope, if you will.
Right. And then this is the proposed,
This right here.
Transferred. This
Transfer.
is the proposed transferred parcel.
Okay.
The circle is the well. This little box is the drain field, and this other little box is the tank.
And with, to be clear, with that transfer, DEQ re-reviews it,
Right, because it's under 20.
Because it is under 20. That is correct.
can you show that one?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry.
Here, Nicole, this is fine.
You don't need it. So no build zone.
Right.
All here. Existing home in this area. So septic and well are likely approximate to it.
Right.
It's typical that they're very close. Existing well for the transferred parcel. Existing tank.
Oh, there.
Existing drain field with little
Yep.
rectangles.
Thank you.
I kind of answered my question.
Mr. Chairman, I have another question.
Yes.
Your, wastewater, page 2 of your staff report. Existing home sites on the approved on-site water system, treatment system that were approved by DEQ, but they will need to be resubmitted.
There's a possibility. I guess I don't want
possibility.
to speak definitively to that.
Okay.
Oftentimes, when parcels are split and they have DEQ approval, it's typical that you go for a rewrite just to ensure, because, let me back up, the approval was for 2 parcels on one 14 and some change acre parcel. So when the integrity of those lots is amended, right? So now you have a 12-acre parcel and a 2-acre parcel, or that's the proposal, excuse me. DEQ needs to ensure that they are still approved, even on 2 acres and even on 12, even though no new systems are being constructed. Does that answer your question?
Well, I'm thinking that they're also going to look at to see if there's a conflict between, where things are currently.
Mhm.
Replacement drain fields where they need to be, that the new property line is not going to interfere with that type of stuff, right?
That is correct, Commissioner, yes.
So, I mean, I don't recall that happening since I've been here, but has that ever happened in the past? Or what would happen in that
Yeah.
situation? So we make a decision. All of a sudden DEQ says, no, sorry, that's not gonna work. What do we do?
It's a really good question that I do not have an answer off the top of my head for you.
But it's a not
Probably not a great possibility.
Probably
high
not a great
chance,
possibility.
But it's a rabbit
Mhm.
hole that
I guess
went down
it's
this
just a
morning.
risk that Mr. Wood's gonna have to take.
Mhm.
Right.
And if something happens, I guess we.
But that happened.
I'll move so you can use the microphone.
Okay.
I just know from personal experience that happened with my family with the
Oh.
property we were doing. And we had to go in and actually move the drain. We didn't have to change the septic, but we had to move the drain field into a new location.
Okay.
So we had to dig it up and move it.
All right.
And install a new drain field.
All right. That would DEQ's. Yeah.
I was 14 and my dad thought it was good that I had plenty of shoveling to do for my, strength and character. But
Maybe it
Yeah.
didn't really need to happen. You
Just,
needed to be
just
busy
told you,
with someone.
just told you that.
Okay. All right, good enough. All right. Any other questions that you guys have at the moment?
Not right now.
No, I was just confused by the DEQ.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Wood, do you have anything to say? Okay.
May I, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Thank you for the written document. I appreciate that. You don't have to say anything.
Okay.
Just thank you. There's more explanation.
All right. So a couple things, I'm just gonna get it off my chest. We heard Mr. Wood's testimony the first time we reviewed this, right? And there were some questions as to what was going on. Some of them have been answered in his second letter, saying that he misunderstood the difference between family transfer and subdividing, which I understand. But I'll be honest, Mark, the thing that I still am having an issue with is the following week you came and read us a pretty good riot act, called us clowns in a kangaroo court. I thought that was pretty unprofessional, and that really didn't set too good with me.
Okay.
All right? Now, is that going to affect my decision? No. But I would expect a little bit more professionalism, especially from you. And I got that off my chest. Okay. How would you like to proceed, commissioners?
I mean, I think one of the things that held me up initially was just the quick claim deed. The timing of everything was something I was kind of stuck on initially. Again, you've explained that in your letter, so I appreciate you taking more time to explain.
Yeah. Anything else there, Commissioner Randolph?
The letter helped, that you sent us, helped a lot. Understatement, a lot to understand. And certainly Nicole and people in the business understand the words and what words not to use, and now you do too. Out of it, I think some people, well, not I think, some people came to us saying, oh, so now I have to get an attorney to help through this. That's not our question. That's not our message. But it might be a good idea so these things don't go on longer or get more help from the surveyor. In the state of Kentucky years ago, I was involved in these. And Kentucky was pretty low-key back then, probably still is, but even then, we got the assistance of a land expert, real estate. No, you don't have to do that, but it sure helps, so everybody's speaking the same language. So that's my little bit of recommendation to anybody. No, you don't have to. We're not telling you you have to. But use the resources that are available. And that's all I would say.
You know, the other thing too is I don't want to be setting a precedent where we make a denial and then somebody comes back and screams and yells loud enough that we change our mind.
And Mr. Chairman, I would say that I agree with you, but my mind has been swayed by the letter and the more understanding, not because he yelled and screamed in a meeting. So I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
We were provided more facts.
I agree. More facts. And the impact wasn't an issue. So impact in this
Right.
particular family transfer case is not, it's not an issue because the well is there, the house is there. That wasn't a problem, whereas some that we see that is a major issue in a lot of cases that we do have to consider because you're looking at effects on a subdivision, on other people, on roads, on different impacts that way, on water, on everything. So that's not the issue here. So thank you again for the letter and more explanation.
That's a good point. Others that we've reviewed, there was a considerable impact. And I think from everybody's perspective, whoever may be listening online and those that are here, our job is to review this thing as a whole and make our decision. And I'll be honest with you, it's a tough decision because there's so many factors that have to be taken into place. And especially with recent legislative changes and judicial changes, those are things that we have to consider. And I think it's going to be, honestly, it's going to be tougher starting January 1st of next year when this next legislative session meets. It's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of that. So, anyway.
If I understand it right, Chairman, this started to keep kids on the farm, give them a
That's
piece
correct.
of property and keep them employed on the farm and close by. And we've just gotten, the entire state of Montana, has gotten so far from that.
I'm glad
And
you
then
bring
you
that
add
up.
in the subdivision, adding and being able to do it in a subdivision.
I'm glad you bring that up because I actually have some information that our clerk recorder, Angie, and I worked on. So there's some question about family transfers in Broadwater County. So here's some facts. From 2014 to current, there have been 134 total family transfers in Broadwater County. Out of that 134, there were 118 that were 2 or more parcels transferred at one time. So what that means is,
Say that again?
yeah, 134 total,
Yeah.
118 were 2 or more
Oh.
parcels were transferred at one time. Now, I'm not a statistician, but I would be willing to bet if I went and looked, you would see this trend. I did write down the trend. The years, 2023, there were 15. 2022, there were 13. 2021, 11. Now you see it decrease, and then it goes back up. If you were probably to follow a real estate trend, you would most likely see the real estate market higher and lower. I would imagine it probably follows that trend. I'm not saying that's true, but that's just what I'm imagining. So, 134 family transfers. If you think about our subdivision process in the Montana Subdivision Plating Act, the purpose behind that is to look at the impacts that our subdivisions have on the area, the resources, the community, All of those things. 134 of them had no review at all. Didn't review for law enforcement, fire. Is there adequate water? All of those things. None of that happened in those 134 transfers. So, I guess, hopefully I've made my point. I would like to see this be used for the real reason. All right, I'm done with on my soapbox. Anything else from you guys?
I don't have any other questions.
Okay. Their motion.
I will move to approve the Wood family, okay, glasses back on. Wood family transfer exemption request, section 1, township 6, north, range 1 east.
I will second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the Wood family exemption request, section 1, township 6, north, range 1 east. Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Any public comment? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole.
All right, got a few little administrative items to take care of and we can get out of here. Have claims in the amount of $75,468.19.
I move to approve claims for $75,468.19.
I'll second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve claims the amount of $75,468.19. Is there any public discussion? Any public discussion? Any public discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, claims in the amount of $13,354.70.
I would move to approve the claims at $13,354.70.
I will second that.
Motion is made and seconded to approve claims in the amount of $13,354.70. Any public discussion? Any public discussion? Any public discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, one last announcement, which is a good one. We received an official letter from the Department of Interior that they were pleased to notify us that we have received our PILT payment. The PILT payment this year is $863,630. So thank you to all of our representatives and those involved in ensuring that this payment continues to be received. We do a lot of good work with that. We have a lot of unexpected expenses that happen within the county, and these PILT payments help to cover some of those unexpected things. So thank you for that.
I move that we accept the pill payment.
Good idea.
And if anybody's opposed, they can leave now.
Yeah, that's right. I think that is all I have. do you have anything else need to come before the commission?
I don't.
No?
Nope.
All right, we're adjourned,
Nice.
10:35. Thank
Wow.
you. Yay.
What do they